Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Creer. I am the MB with Indigenous Product. I've been in the community for a lot of years. Had the pleasure of working with a lot of different people. I think about during the days of when I was over at Heaven 97 with Robert Ashley. And of course, a lot of you know Robert Ashley. He's the legendary talk show host that did KHVN. Had a lot of good shows over there at Heaven 97. Want to give a shout out to people like Dr. Freddie Haynes and Deborah Haynes. Got to say hello to them because just friends of mine. You know, they blessed me in so many ways years and years and years ago. I also got to take time to say hello to people like C.W. Whitaker because a lot of y'all, you listen to Indigenous Product and you've seen some of the shows over the years. But if it hadn't been for C.W. Whitaker, a lot of these shows would not have been aired where you can see them out there in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And this particular show, I want you to know we're going to be taking a live testimony from someone that I got great respect, been a patient of mine for years and years and years. Being an MB and a geneticist and specializing in the genetics of melanated people, I have come to a disturbing reality. And I'm going to share what that is. And of course, we do carry a product line. Some of the products that we have, we've got the Ionic Plus, Zinc Plus, Copper Plus, and the Gold Plus, and the Forever Young. All of these are electromagnetic minerals. And all of them have the ability to regenerate the body on a cellular level. And they're pretty incredible because they're specifically designed for the genetics of melanated people. And our bodies are different. I've been saying this for the longest, that I know that the medical industry, the way that they work, they basically say, put everybody in a melting pot and say we're all the same. But I'm telling you, as a 30-year MB, I'm telling you, we're not genetically the same. There's a difference in the blood, there's a difference in the bone structure, muscle structure, the sonotic nerve system. We are genetically different. Not saying that other people are not important, but I'm simply saying that I can't give to one ethnic group a particular thing that works for all. We can't be put in a melting pot. And that's one of the reasons why we have a mortality rate that's going through the roof when it comes down to the black community. I'm here in Oak Cliff, Texas right now, and we're going to do a testimony with somebody that I respect, somebody that I have had the opportunity to listen to her incredible stories over the years, and you're going to get a chance to hear her testimony. But again, I've been here a long time. Worked with people like Esther Davis, you know, been on her shows. I really enjoyed that. Fantastic lady. Y'all need to tune in and listen to some of her shows. But what we're going to topic this particular show is Health Talk 911. The African American community, they're in trouble. We're in trouble. And right now, the mortality rate is going through the roof. And we're dying. And a lot of us are on synthetic allopathic medications that are not genetically compatible with your body. And I don't want to get real techy. I want to keep it in layman terminology. But there's things that's going on in our bodies. Because a lot of you out there, you took the jab. And I'm not going to go any more in depth in that. But you notice your body is changing. And yes, the body is changing because you did what you did in order to, quote unquote, protect yourself. But there's an underlying situation going on there that a lot of times we don't really realize what we're putting in our bodies or what that's doing what we're putting in our bodies. And I'm telling you, right now, a lot of us are dying because we didn't take time to read the small print. And here at Indigenous Product, we've got people whose lives have been saved. And we've got people who stepped outside of the box. And when they did that, they found out that there were products, electromagnetic ionic, electromagnetic zinc, electromagnetic copper, electromagnetic gold, and electromagnetic indium in the incredible Forever Young, which activates the hypothalamus gland and it slows down the aging process. Listen, you don't have to be a statistic here in this country. You don't. And many of the prescription drugs here in the United States are not even allowed in a lot of the countries around the world. They won't take it. And then the killing thing about it, many of the foods that we eat right now, you have to be a biochemist in order to be able to decipher what you're putting in your body. Now, listen, we've got patients that we've put on the 50P, and it's an electromagnetic mineral with probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 trillion parts per million electromagnetic minerals, and we put them on a nebulizer. And I've had those who had CPO, sarcoidosis, upper respiratory infections, and you know, in the hospitals right now, that is I'm telling you, it's a pandemic on an unprecedented scale where people are not able to breathe now. And I'm going to tell you something during this interview. Got to talk to you about that just a little bit and what we're dealing with. But again, this is a 911 call to the African American community and to anyone who wants to live and who does not want to be a statistic. And I'm going to tell you, the truth of the matter is, I could have the best product line in the world, which of course, I believe that indigenous product is one of the best product lines in the world. And the reason I believe that is because it's 100% natural, it's organic, and it has the ability to work with the body without causing adverse reactions. Those ADRs are killing us as a people. And I guarantee you, it's people looking at me right now, listening to me right now, that's on 10 or 15 different prescription drugs. And then here's the amazing thing, is that they're not getting any better. And I mean, isn't the whole point of taking drugs, of going into the hospitals to get better? That's the objective, I believe. But let me just say this. Right now, many of the synthetic allopathic drugs, the way they work in conjunction of the body's natural genetics capabilities. And the body has the ability to regenerate itself on a cellular level. That's why I make indigenous product available to the community. Now, I will make this product available to anybody. I don't discriminate any ethnic group. But the genetics of African American people or melanated people are different. I've said this on so many talk shows, and I'm going to say it again. Your body operates like that of a plant. Photosynthesis. Your body has the ability, because of the largest organ in the body, which is the skin, has the ability to absorb UV radiation, gamma radiation from the sun, etheric energy, friction energy. It actually has the ability to absorb energy from the actual vibration of the ground. That's right. If you knew how your body operates. And the thing of it is, the body of melanated people operates on a principle of physics. The same thing indigenous product operates on, physics. That's why it's able to go into the body and destroy different viruses, mutagenic. It has the ability to destroy bacteria by the thousand. It has the ability to regenerate the copper, blood vessels, and capillaries that are clogged because of hydrogenated plaque buildup that has come through the foods over the years. It has the ability to prevent TIs, in which of course are micro strokes or full-fledged strokes, by basically going in and stopping those aneurysms. It has the ability to regenerate the body on a cellular level. And I know that I'm just going on a spiel, but I am so tired of people in my community, Oak Cliff, Texas, the black community, the African American community. However you identify yourself, you're melanated, you're different. I'm tired of seeing them die. I'm tired of seeing them check into the hospital. I'm tired of the very expensive medications. And I mean, I'm not telling you not to listen to your doctor, but I am telling you to listen to yourself because it could save your life. And I understand And I've said this many times in Indigenous Product on numerous shows. It doesn't matter who you are or what your status is in life. And I really mean this. I don't care how much money you have, the car you drive, the house you live in. When your health starts deteriorating, you will give it all away just to be able to breathe or just to be able to have a quality of life called life. Because a lot of you out there listening to me right now, I'm going to tell you something. You're existing. You're not living. You're existing. And there's a difference between living and existing. And with Indigenous Product, if I can move viral contaminants out of your body, regenerate bone mass, and cause the body's activation of the immune system to basically kick back in and destroy the different things that's trying to destroy you on a subatomic level, I did my job. And believe me, the Most High smiles on that. And I mean that. Because it doesn't matter if I have all of this education and all these credentials behind me. If your son or your daughter or your husband or your wife or whoever it is that you care for is suffering, and you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, spent your insurance, whether it's Medicaid, Medicare, or Blue Cross, or whatever type of insurance you have, and the only thing they're doing is giving you more prescription drugs, and you're not getting any better, then I firmly believe that it's time that you learn the alternative way of Indigenous Product and see what electromagnetic minerals can do. Now, I'm going to tell you this. We're going to be doing a lot of Health Talk shows. And again, this is Health Talk 911. And this is what we're going to label this show and every show from this point on. And I want you to know and understand, or better yet, I want you to overstand, community, that some of you listening to my voice, and I'm going to share some things with you on a mortality rate that's beginning to take place in the African American community. And I'm going to share with you as we talk to Ms. Liz Wallace what a CEO of a company said for those who, quote unquote, took the jab. I'm going to talk about that. But anyway, just wanted to talk to you a little bit. I want you to hear an incredible testimony and story from a lady that I greatly respect, who's been one of our patients for a long time here at the family of Indigenous Product. I want to introduce you to Miss Liz Wallace. How you doing, Miss Liz?
Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing good. I am doing good. I'm doing good. Miss Liz, tell the viewing audience and listening audience, how did you hear about Indigenous Product and what made you decide to get on these products and what did they do for you? And basically, let's just start there and we'll go from there.
From Esther Davis.
Esther Davis. Oh,
Esther
I tell
Davis.
you, Esther Davis.
I was
Okay.
listening to one of her programs one day.
Yes.
And there was a lady on there had this testimony. Her name was Faith.
Okay. One of our
And she said that she had been bedbound and on hospice.
Wow.
And she got on this product.
Indigenous Product.
And she was sitting there in the studio,
Mm-hmm.
healthy, looking good,
Looking good
because of the product.
because of the product.
So I called Esther Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave her hell.
Did you give
I
Esther
gave
hell?
Esther hell.
Esther, she's an amazing lady, boy.
So Esther brought the product to my house.
Oh.
Yeah, she brought the product to my house, and I tried it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on it for about 2 years.
About 2 years. Mm-hmm.
So I quit taking it for a minute.
Uh-huh.
So what happened was my granddaughter got sick.
Right.
And my granddaughter was diagnosed with cancer.
I remember you told me that.
So
Mm-hmm.
I put her on the product.
Mm-hmm. You
And
put
she
your granddaughter on it?
I
Miss
put
Liz?
my granddaughter on the product. She was
Okay.
up, moving around, doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But the hospice peoples
Mm-hmm.
told my daughter that this liquid would choke her.
That's not,
Now,
I've heard that before.
Like
Go
I
ahead,
tried
Miss
to
Liz.
explain, if
Mm.
the morphine don't choke her in this liquid,
Mm.
how is this gonna choke her?
Boy, Mm.
But she didn't listen.
She didn't listen.
My granddaughter died.
Mm. Well, how was she doing, Miss Liz? When she was just
doing
taking the
good.
pot?
She was up moving around, playing with her little boy. She had a baby 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Playing with him, sitting on the front porch.
Mm-hmm. And she was on the indigenous product, and she was getting better.
She was getting better. She had got better.
Oh, really?
She had got better.
Mm-hmm.
So her mama didn't want her to have it.
So Mama stopped her from taking it.
So her mama stopped her from taking it.
Mm.
So 5 months before, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. That was some years ago, though, wasn't
Yeah,
it, Miss Liz?
yeah, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to the doctor, they told me that they was gonna have to remove one of my breasts.
Yes, ma'am. Miss
So
Liz.
my first question was, well, what stage is the cancer in?
Mm-hmm.
So they explained, well, his stage 1, his stage 2. I said, no, it can't be but 1. It's either 1 or 2.
Well, you know how they work in the community.
So she said, well, now his stage 2. I said, well, you don't need to remove my breast for no stage 2.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Miss Liz.
So I immediately called Esther and got back on the product.
Mm-hmm.
And I take it every day for 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Every day for 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't going to go back to the doctor, but
Mm-hmm.
then I just wanted to see his face when I went in.
Because you knew you were feeling better in your body.
Yes,
didn't you, Miss
yes.
Liz? See, you knew it before the doctor knew it.
Yes, I did. But I wanted to see his face
Uh-huh.
when I went into his office.
Right.
And they did another mammogram, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
And he told me, he said, well, the cancer is, he just kept saying the cancer is the cancer. I said, the cancer is what?
Okay, all right.
Is
Miss
it
Liz.
gone or is it eating me up or what's going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, no, it's like it's disappearing. I said, oh, that's what it is.
Uh-huh. Well, he didn't want to say that, though.
You didn't want to tell me that the cancer was deteriorating, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to tell you why in a minute, but
He
yeah,
says,
I know he didn't.
well, we can't be for sure. I said, well, I can.
Because your body.
I'm for sure.
That's right.
I'm for sure.
You're for sure.
Well, we need to do one more mammogram. I said, no more mammogram.
Right,
That's
right.
it.
Right.
So I was, like I said, constantly taking it every day.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent me a letter,
Mm-hmm.
and I went in.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went in, they did a mammogram. I let them do another mammogram.
Yes, all right, Miss Liz.
And they said, there's no cancer. I said,
No
well, I could
cancer.
have told you that. I could have told you that. The cancer was completely gone.
You know
It
what?
was completely gone.
They find that hard to believe, though. Most people don't believe there's something
Well,
that
he
can
said
do
he
that.
couldn't believe that. He
Yeah.
couldn't believe that the cancer was gone.
I know he couldn't.
I said, well, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But what hurted my feelings so bad were that my daughter wouldn't let my granddaughter take the stuff.
I remember you told me that story, Miss Liz.
And my granddaughter ended up dying at 22 years old
22 years old. She was a
with a
baby.
2-year-old son.
2-year-old son. But she was getting better, though, Miss Liz. When she was
feeling
taking
better, she was moving around.
moving around,
She was walking with a walker, but she was still moving.
she was alive, and she was getting better.
Yes, she was eating.
She was eating.
She was eating.
Mm-hmm.
But the hospice people told my daughter that he's going to choke her to death.
Ain't that something?
I said, well, if this is going to choke her, shouldn't the morphine choke her first since they got this big old bottle of morphine sitting there on the nightstand for her to take?
Right. Unbelievable.
Anyway, we had a couple of words about that. So anyway, so much for that.
Yep.
And,
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, she died.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the product,
Mm-hmm.
and my granddaughter died in
Mm-hmm.
89 or 90.
Right.
And I was diagnosed with breast cancer 5 months before she died. And what this 2022?
Yeah.
And I'm still here.
You still here.
I'm still here with no cancer.
No cancer?
and still got both breasts.
Got both breasts. Okay, Miss Liz.
You know.
Tell them out there.
So
You know what? Let me ask you
there's
this.
something that
You thought outside the box. Miss Liz, if you would have, and I don't ever tell anybody, don't listen to your doctor. But you know what? The thing of it is, Miss
You
Liz,
gotta think for yourself.
you gotta think for yourself.
You gotta think
And
for
you know
yourself.
what? If you hadn't a thought for yourself, Miss Liz,
I'd be dead. I'd be dead.
You'd be dead.
I'd be dead.
You know what, Miss Liz? I'm gonna tell you,
I would be dead.
people need to hear that. And that's what indigenous product bring. We bring you a choice.
Believe it or not, the product works.
It does.
It works.
Mm-hmm. It does. And
You know, I am a living witness that it works.
It does. It does.
I had a son that was in prison,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
when I wrote and told him about the breast cancer,
Mm-hmm.
he wrote me back and told me about the product.
Really?
And he was in prison.
He heard about indigenous product in prison.
One
That's a
of the cellmates' mother
Mm-hmm.
had cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and she was on it. So my son was writing, telling me what to get, what to take.
How they say, but God
it healed
healed his mother.
his friend's
How they say,
mother.
but God.
You know, he
See,
healed
that's
his friend's
awesome.
mother.
That's awesome.
So
Miss
I
Liz.
said, well, baby, I've been on that for months and months and months and months.
Right.
So he said, that's why you got well in, Mama. Because, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
because he said that stuff, that stuff really works. I said, I know it works.
Mm-hmm. It sure does. It sure does.
No,
It
it
sure
works.
does. You know what, Miss Liz? Let me tell you something. Indigenous product is one of the best kept. I've said this to Esther Davis. I was having a talk with Freddie Haynes back some years ago, and you know, I talked with Millie Jackson when she was doing a show with KKDA. So I've been around a long time. I may not look old, but I've been around a minute or two, and I'm here to tell you, indigenous product is one of the best kept secrets in the black community. It is.
It really is.
People don't know there's something out there that can reroute the viral contaminants out of the body by moving it out through the bowel and the urine, activating the T1, T2 cells, you know, going in and literally, and a lot of people don't realize that even when it comes down to cancer and other autoimmune diseases, one of the things you got to do is activate the body's immune system. Because, you know, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you, oh, indigenous product cures this, but what indigenous product does, it gives you a fighting chance by activating the immune system.
That's right.
That who gave to you? The Most High above. He gave you an immune system that's capable of healing you from anything.
The
But
body was
sometimes
designed to heal itself.
it was designed to heal itself, but because of the toxicities in the food that we eat and many of the synthetic allopathic drugs and the adverse reactions, a lot of people right now, Miss Liz, their immune systems are so weak they can't overcome it. But what indigenous product does, it goes in and it acts as a second or third layer of immunity inside of the body to give your body a fighting chance.
I have a sister
Mm-hmm.
in the hospital right now in Little Rock, Arkansas.
I know you told me about that.
And they're going to do surgery, which I do not approve of,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have any say in the matter.
I understand, Miss Liz.
But I was going to take her some down there
Mm-hmm.
and put her on it. And if it's not too late, I'm still going to do that.
You trying to save your sister's life.
Yes.
I understand, Miss Liz. I
If it's not if it's not too late, I'm still going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But her immune system is low.
Mm-hmm.
Her breathing is
Erratic. She can't breathe. good,
Yeah.
Congestion in her heart.
and they gonna do surgery on her. But like I said, I have no. She got 4 kids. She got 3 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
They're making the decision.
They're
not
making
me.
the decision.
So they know how I feel because I've already told them. I don't want my sister to have that surgery.
Mm-hmm.
But ain't nothing I can do about it.
You know what? I have been in situations working in the medical field for almost 30 years where I've seen families make certain decisions. Now you can come to them and you can tell them, but see, I can't compete with many of these mega hospital chains where they have billions of dollars, the pharmaceutical companies, they have billions, trillions of dollars to advertise and market. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Now, I may have something that can help you possibly enhance your life or give you a better quality of life.
Right.
But the thing of it is, you know, like I said, I'm the MB with indigenous product, but you have to make the choice. And then see,
Right.
here's the key thing. You got to be willing to think outside the box. Because I'm telling you, I've got people that couldn't breathe and didn't know what to do. And I've got emergency phone calls at 2, 3 in the morning. And we put them on a nebulizer. I got a story that's amazing of a man who was carted back and forth to the hospital because he was having upper respiratory infections and other things of that nature, probably 11 times. And we put him on one of our nebulizers, and the first time in a long time he was able to breathe, and the doctors don't know why the blockage in his lungs was dissolving. I know why, because the body operates on the principle of physics. And another reason is that electromagnetic minerals operate by targeting single cell membranes.
They knew that they
Right.
want to put you out of business.
Well, of course. Well, you know, I can't compete. They got trillions and I don't.
Yeah.
And like I said before, and a lot of people out there don't realize, they need to thank people in the community like C.W. Whitaker, because he's one of the key people that keeps indigenous product out there on the YouTubes or the Instagram or the stereos or whatever, because he stood behind indigenous product, and he's really been a brother to this. And you know, and there's people out there living right now because of people like C.W. Whitaker and Esther David and Robert Ashley. And you know, and if we, and I gotta say this, if we as African Americans in our own community, if we don't take care of ourselves, if I don't use all of this PhD, master's degree, all of this experience that I've gotten to do something for my own community, then I have failed the reason as to why I went and got that education. Because, Miss Liz, let me tell you something. What good does it do me? That's just a scripture in the Bible that said, what good does it do for man to profit, you know, and lose his own soul,
yeah.
gain the whole world? Well, if I have knowledge that can help my people live, and I don't use it, then I have failed. My mission in life has been a complete failure.
I met a man at church,
Mm-hmm.
and he was sitting in his car, and he was taking some of the product.
Indigenous product?
Yeah, and I walked over to the car,
That's awesome.
and I looked at him.
Mm-hmm.
I say,
Mm-hmm.
you take this, I take this too.
Mm-hmm.
So he, you know,
That's a
got out the car. I can't remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he said, do you know I was near death door
Whoa.
before I got on this stuff?
Mm.
And you got another one. I don't usually take that Forever Young or something.
The Forever Young? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Forever Young.
That's what he was taking, Forever Young.
Works with the hypothalamus gland right there located in the brain.
Yeah, that's what he was taking, Forever Young.
And activates over 30 different glands throughout the body.
So I told him, I said, no, I don't take that. I said, but I do the ionic, the
ionic,
copper,
the copper,
the
electromagnetic
zinc.
zinc.
Yeah, I said, but I've never tried this.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, try it sometime, then it'll work.
Uh-huh. Yes, it
So
does.
I know it worked because the rest of it worked for me.
Yes, it does, Ms. Lee.
And I know if it worked for me,
Mm-hmm.
it'll work for anybody else.
Yeah, and that's the
If
truth.
they tried.
If they try. And get with the program and stay.
If you try.
Because, Ms. Liz, here's the thing. I know people sitting back and they're saying, well, indigenous product, how expensive is that? I mean, Ms. Liz, you can tell them, when you get the indigenous product, you'll get the full mineral therapy. You know, tell them what you pay for the full mineral therapy.
$126.
For a full
four
mineral
bottles,
therapy.
yeah.
For 4 bottles of
For 4
electromagnetic.
bottles.
That's what she pays.
And
Wow. You know,
my health,
Mhm.
my life is worth more than that to me.
of course it is.
You know.
Tell them about that doctor, Miss Liz. Tell them about that doctor, the one that had billed your Medicaid and your Medicare insurance. Yeah, they got to hear this story.
They had, they was so for sure
Mm-hmm.
that they was gonna give me chemo. They had already billed the insurance company
Mm-hmm.
$3,000 bill for chemo
That's right.
that I never even had.
You never even took it.
So they sent me the
Mm-hmm. Sent you the bill or a statement?
the statement from the bill, you know.
Right, right.
So I said, I haven't had any chemo. What is this?
Uh-huh.
So I called the office and they said, well, yeah, they said that you had chemo on the 5th or the 6th. I said, no, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, are you sure? I said, don't you think I got sense enough to know whether I had chemo or not?
Absolutely. That's the truth.
So she said, well, we're going to have to check this out. So what I did, I hung up and called
Mm-hmm.
the doctor's office.
You called the doctor's office.
And I said, why y'all charge my insurance company with me
Mm-hmm.
with chemo, and I haven't had any chemo or
Right.
radiation or any of that?
Right.
Well, we always bill in advance. I said, well,
You told them unadvanced that charge on my insurance, huh, Mr. Cleveland?
y'all gonna have to pay that money back because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any chemo,
Right.
don't intend to take any chemo
Right.
under no circumstances,
Right.
which I haven't and I didn't.
Right. How you doing?
So
Mm-hmm.
the doctor's office had to send that $3,000 back.
Oh boy, they hated that.
See,
They hated
hadn't
that.
even just charging.
Because you know they don't care.
They were so for sure that I was gonna be on chemo at that one.
Yeah. Well, the thing of it is, Ms. Liz, you don't disappointed a whole lot of people in the medical community because
Yes,
you
I
still
have.
here
Yes,
because
I
they
have.
figured you. But I'm gonna tell you what the medical community don't know is that Miss Liz found out about indigenous product years ago, got on it and stayed on it, and here she is today. Because, like I said before, and I'm gonna do an interview. I'm gonna do an interview with my own mother because she been on it a long time too. And my mother will tell you point blank what it does inside of her body. But I want people to know, and I want this particular show, Miss Liz, just to be a down-to-earth show. And this is a call out to our community, not to be a statistic, because I'm telling you, and I gotta say this, a CEO at a particular company stated something to some people that I knew. And basically this word got to me, and I know it's true, that they indicated that they went through the human resources and they told them that everyone who had basically went out and got the fix, they wanted to make sure that they had a replacement in place for them. Now let me tell you why. A lot of people don't know this, what I'm getting ready to tell you. They know that the mortality rate of those who got the fix is going to decrease by 5 to 10 years. And the thing of it is, they know they're going to have to replace those people because they are not going to be physically able to continue. And I tell you, you didn't get the fix, did you?
Don't intend to get it either.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I got the fix.
Indigenous
This
product.
is the fix.
That's the fix.
I got the fix right here.
Indigenous product.
This is the fix.
That is the fix. That's it.
I did not get COVID, period.
That's the fix.
My daughter had it.
Mm-hmm.
My son had it. They both lived in the house with me.
But you never got sick.
And I never got it.
You know what? Let me tell you
I
something.
never got it.
Indigenous product enhances the immune system 200 times its normal strength because it operates on the natural physics of your body. And anytime you can destroy viral contaminants, mutagenic, fungi, anytime you can destroy that out of the body, you literally have a chance at living a quality life that's called life instead of existence.
Well, that's my fix right there.
Y'all hear
That's
Miss
my
Liz?
fix.
Miss Liz says indigenous
That's my
product
fix.
is her fix.
That's
So,
it.
you know, and I want to say this too. Listen, here in the United States right now, around 2020, we came through a pandemic. And I said this once before, and I'm going to say it again. I said it in 2017 once when Mr. C.W. Whitaker was filming me, and I'm finna tell you again, another pandemic is coming. That's right. And it's going to make what took place in 2020 look like a walk in the park. So I want you to know this. You know, please hear me now. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect the ones that you love. And, you know, it's kind of like a car. If you got a car and you're driving around and you don't change the oil or you don't pre-maintenance that vehicle, eventually it's going to throw a rod and you're going to blow that motor. But the human body is the same way. If you don't go the preventative way or the preventative medical way of dealing with the body to give it the strength it needs when There are contaminants and mutagenic all in the air and everywhere you go and everything you breathe to protect you. You could wind up being a statistic. And I want you to know that here at the Indigenous Product, and again, this is Health Talk 911, I definitely want those in our community not to be statistics what's coming down the pipe. I'm still here, still breathing. Indigenous Product is still here in the heart of the African American community. And again, as I indicated before, people like Miss Liz and the people who have supported us over the years and stood by us. And, you know, and I got to say this, shout out to Esther Davis, because I'm sitting here listening to Miss Liz, and I really didn't realize that it was you who had got the product to her. And this is one of those lives that was possibly saved because of what you did, Esther Davis.
Esther Davis, and I gave her hell.
You gave her a hard time, Miss Liz.
Oh, I gave her hell. I sure did.
But you know what?
But she hung in there with me.
She did, didn't she?
She hung in there with me.
Caring, and you talking about somebody who
did.
cares about the community and care about the people in the community. Esther Davis. Well, you know what, Ms. Liz, only thing I can say to the viewing audience out there, is there any particular thing that you want to tell them about Indigenous Product? Because it's not an expensive product, and the knowledge is free. And my thing is, if you could tell them anything, Ms. Liz, when it comes down to
Please try it. Don't knock it, try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try it.
Wow.
I used to say that I didn't like liver.
Mm-hmm.
And my mama used to tell me, she said, have you ever eaten it? I told her no. She said, well, wait until you eat some.
Mm-hmm.
And I ate some liver, and I liked it. Try the indigenous product. You'll feel better. Your body will feel better. You'll just feel better, period.
Yeah.
If you use it.
If you use it. And
it's not expensive. It's not expensive at all.
not compared to
Not if
surgery.
you care about what's going on with you.
That is so true. That is so true.
If you care about your body, it's not expensive.
A full mineral therapy. That's what Miss Liz takes. She takes the full mineral therapy program.
Yes, I'm about the poorest person I know.
But you.
I don't know if anybody poorer than me. But I make sure I got it.
You do. You do.
I make sure I got it.
You do. And you know what? I want to say this right here. We have a diabetic package. We have a lupus package. Of course, we also have a package that deals with the respiratory issues that are just, you got a pandemic going on with people not being able to breathe. And of course, I'm going to do shows on that. I'm going to talk about what's really going on because, you know, I had a good neighbor who I liked and who I loved. And the only thing I can tell you about this particular neighbor, I would talk to him about Indigenous Product. I would talk to him, and I'm right across the street from him. And he got the fix. He went out and got the fix like everybody else. And I'm going to tell you something. Please, people in my community, African American, please stop listening to everything they're telling you. You got to get away from the programming. So start thinking for yourself. There is an alternative way. And if you just don't know, you can call and ask, and I'll give you the statistics. I'll talk to you about it. And if you decide to go the direction that the mainstream is telling you to go, that's your choice. But at least go into it with your eyes wide open.
That's right.
Don't be a statistic. I'm telling you, too many of us are making premature trips to ICU, and from the ICU to the cemetery. The only somebody who's getting rich is the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, and the undertaker or the cemetery. Don't be a statistic, because some of you are sitting up there right now, can't breathe, in pain, on tons of medication, and don't have an answer. Well, Indigenous Product is an answer. It's another way, an alternative way that you can go. And listen, I'm only here to give you this knowledge. Even if you don't get the product, get the knowledge that I have, and that's not going to cost you anything. Because they say knowledge is power. Well, let me tell you something else that's power. The truth is the only thing I've ever known that will set you free. And that's why me and this particular practice, in terms of what I do, is at the heart of the African American community because, number one, listen, if you don't make it, I won't make it either. Because I need your support and I need your help. You're going to see more testimonies like this. We're going to get into more issues like this with indigenous product. And our primary objective is to increase the quality of life. And again, this particular video is for educational purposes only. Not telling anybody not to take your medication, not telling you not to go see your doctors, but I'm telling you to think for yourself. It could save your life. And if you'd like to give us a call, you can call our number, which is 972-277-7588. That's 972-277-7588. Or you can go to the website, which is indigenousproduct.com, and that's spelled INDIGENOUS products. That's INDIGENOUS product, PRODUCTS. But if you go to the website, we kind of revamping our website. It's going to be a whole lot better. You're going to be able to order online with credit cards if you like. We're working on that. But you can always call your order in. We ship all over the United States. And I'm here to tell you that if you go to the website, that's www.indigenousproduct.com. That's without the S. www.indigenousproduct.com. And that's without the S. And Ms. Liz,
if you cannot get them all, start with the Ionic.
$36.50 for one bottle.
Start with
one
the
unit,
Ionic.
8 ounces. Start with the Ionic. And you know what? Let me tell you. You may say, well, what is Ionic? What if I told you it's a water-based electromagnetic mineral that operates on the principle of physics?
Something that your body needs.
That it needs. You need the minerals. But it's a natural antibiotic, prophylactic, antiseptic, germicidal. And it works on a principle of physics. And it works with your body, which operates on the principle of physics. I've told people so many times, Ms. Liz, I said, have you noticed when you're walking across a carpet floor, you touch the doorknob, it's an electrical shock. Did the electrical shock come from the doorknob or did it come from you? It came from you. Our bodies operate like a super collider conductor. The metacross cell structure actually generates energy on a part 2 level. So I just want you to know and understand that you don't have to be a statistic. And there is a storm coming to America now. I'm telling you, it's coming. But again, you don't have to be a statistic. And I'm going to be doing a show in a little while with Robert Ashton. I'm doing a lot of shows with Robert Ashton here in a little bit. But at any rate, I just want to tell everybody who's listening to me, thank you for tuning in to Health Talk 911. I'm Steve Creer with Indigenous Product, the MB with Indigenous Product. Until next week, as soon as we can. God bless. And thank you, Ms. Liz.
You're welcome. Don't forget, get the product.
It's the fix.
It works.